Will a reverse mortgage affect my Social Security or my retirement or my pension benefits?
Great question, Yvonne.
That's
It
a
is a
worry.
good question, because we don't want the income that you're receiving in retirement years to be affected. Now, a reverse mortgage, again, remember, it's a loan. It's a home loan. Just like a traditional forward loan, it's not going to affect any of your income, because what you're doing is you're borrowing the equity out of your house.
Right.
And at some point, it's going to need to get paid back, right? Because these lenders, they want to get paid. They don't own your house, they own the loan that's secured by your house. And so, great question. And what happens is you can make payments on that mortgage, that reverse mortgage loan if you want. You could pay interest only and not have the loan balance go up or down. And whatever equity is in that house will go to your estate or trust or children or heirs, however you set it up. The equity that's left in that home is not going to the bank, it's going to whoever you want it to go to.
So you're saying that if my husband and I kick the bucket together or separately, which most people do that separately, then at that point my family can come in and sell the home. So how long do they have to sell that home before the loan is called due after our death?
Great question as well, because we know in the real estate market, sometimes homes sell real quick in a few weeks, sometimes it takes a few months.
Right.
You've got 12 months. So your estate has 12 months after you vacate the home that they can pay that loan back. Okay, so you have plenty of time. Yeah, 12 months to repay that loan. Now, they could choose to keep the house and refinance the loan into their name. They could sell it. There's a lot of options with that property.
That's another peace of mind.
Yeah.
That is awesome, because we want it to go to our family. We don't want it to go back to the lender.
See, and a lot of people, I come across a lot of different situations where there are couples that want to keep the house for their children because there's sentimental value there. There are other individuals. I helped an older gentleman. He doesn't have any kids. He's divorced. It's just him. He has no one to leave that house to. And so what we did is we did a refinance. He had a reverse mortgage. Values had gone up, and we did a refinance, and he pulled out several, $50,000, $60,000, and he increased his additional line of credit so he could continue to pull more money out. So the nice thing with the reverse mortgage is you can refinance those as well. So down the road, if you decide, hey, we want more equity that we can use, you can refinance them. So they do give you a lot of peace of mind. The bank doesn't want your house. They want to make money. And they know that the longer you keep that loan, there's interest that's accruing, and they're going to get paid at some point. But they don't want your house. They don't want anybody's house. It's an investment for them.
I understand that. So what if the loan amount ends up more than the value of the home?
That's another great question.
Who will be responsible for the loan?
And we actually saw that happen in 2008. There were a decrease in home values in a lot of states. In a lot of areas, we saw home values go down.
Right.
So remember, with the reverse mortgage, there is FHA insurance. That FHA insurance would kick in at that point, that if your home loan was greater than the current market value, your estate would never be responsible for any differences or shortages. Okay? FHA would kick in at that point and cover that.
That's great.
That happens very rarely, if ever, because typically over time real estate values go up. We do have an occasional dip now and then, and so if in the unlikely event that the loan was greater than the value during that market dip and the borrowers, the homeowners, were to pass away, they could still sell the house and not be liable for any differences.
And I love that you can't come take my home away from me.
No.
If it goes down. Because you never know.
So.
We've been in the market a long time, you and I, and we've seen all kinds of market situations where it's a buyer's market, it's a seller's market, and in between. So that is a good, thank you.
Yeah. There really are a lot of benefits to a reverse mortgage. Now, myself, as an investor, this is something that a lot of people are not familiar with, but let's say, Yvonne, you're on a limited income, and you want to sell your house, and you want to move into a new place. Did you know that you can actually buy a duplex or a fourplex? You could live in one of those units, do a reverse mortgage, not have a house payment on any of those, and rent out the other 2 or 3 units and make extra income in retirement.
I did not know that.
So
that is awesome.
There are lots of ways. It has to be your primary home, so you have to live in one of the units.
Or the other.
Yeah, but you can actually rent out the other units and make extra income to help in your retirement years. So for a lot of people that maybe they're really scraping by, there are opportunities where they can actually utilize this program to help them enjoy retirement and have more peace of mind and benefits.
I could almost hug you for that. I think a lot of people would be interested in that. So one final question.
Uh-oh, hope it's not a final. Hope we can continue the questions, because questions are good, right? And if any of you have questions, we'd be happy to answer those questions at any time.
So, not a final question then.
Okay.
He's told me I can't do a final question. What is something that we haven't covered that you think is really important for a homeowner or a borrower to know that we haven't covered?
One of the main things with the reverse mortgage is you want to make sure that your home is in good shape, okay? And a lot of times there are people that need a reverse mortgage, and because of lack of finances, they haven't been able to maintain it. And so if you do want to keep your home and you want to do some repairs, we can actually do a reverse mortgage and do all of those repairs at the same time. So you can get cash for that.
Oh, that's really awesome.
So it makes it nice.
So with your realtor or with you, we have vendors that we can help you with those sort of things.
Yeah.
We've vetted them.
But the other nice thing though is let's say you have a home and you don't want to mess with the repairs. Well, then you can go and say, hey Yvonne, I would like to buy a brand new single level home and not have any repairs, not have any maintenance, not have any of the headaches and the hassles of repairing the house. And you can actually help them sell that house, do a reverse mortgage, and let's say you had somebody that had a house that was paid for, and they're like, well, we don't want a new house because we can't afford it. Let's say they had a $500,000 home, it's completely paid for, and in today's market, they want to go out there and they want to buy a $750,000 home, but brand new, with no maintenance. With the reverse mortgage, they could take, on average, it's about half what you need to put down. So on that $750,000, let's say they put $400,000 down from the $500,000 sale. Now they've got $100,000 equity they can put in their savings account as an emergency fund. They've got into a brand new home with no house payment moving forward. The $400,000 they put down, this is what happens with that money. The $400,000 is equity. It's your money. Okay, you put it into your house. Every month there's interest that's owed on that house, right? Because it's a $750,000 loan. Every month they're going to take a little bit out of that $400,000 equity, and they're going to pay the interest. Right? And so no house payment moving forward. You've got money in the savings account. You've got a brand new house. So it's great to work with an agent that can help you get into a brand new home or a newer home or just a home that fits your needs better and not have a house payment going forward.
As a real estate agent, I absolutely love talking about reverse mortgages. I have several that Kent has helped me with, and in fact I was just out to their house the other day, popping by, and they said the reverse mortgage money, that equity, they were able to go on some vacations that they wouldn't have been able to otherwise. So they're very, very happy and very pleased with you.
That's what I like to hear. In the 20 plus years of doing home loans, I have hundreds of scenarios of extremely happy borrowers with the reverse mortgage, and guess how many that are unhappy? Oh,
probably maybe one, because there's always one. Oh, zero.
Yep.
I was gonna say, there's usually one in a bunch, but
Yeah,
that's
I have
awesome.
not had a single borrower that has come back to me with any type of regrets that they did a reverse mortgage.
I wanna say, I had a reverse mortgage before him, and when I had him look at it, he said, "Oh, do you realize I could have saved you money?" Do you remember how much that was? Was it
I
about
do.
6,000?
Was several $1,000s.
Yes.
And that's the thing is, so as a mortgage broker, I have access to dozens of lenders. The cost to do a reverse mortgage are heavily regulated, okay,
Right.
to make sure there's no excessive cost. But in my opinion, most loan officers still overcharge to do a reverse mortgage.
Okay.
And so I was able to help you do
Yes,
a
you was.
refinance
I loved it.
and lowered the interest rate,
Yep.
increased your line of credit so you had more access, and did it for about half the cost. So with any home loan, you want to shop around. You want to get a comparable quote with any type of a loan, whether it be VA, FHA, USDA, reverse mortgages. It's always good to get a quote from a second lender.